The story begins with Isabella, Bella Swan, a quiet, thoughtful, and somewhat awkward teenage girl who has been living in sunny Phoenix, Arizona with her mother, Renee, and stepfather, Phil, who is a minor league baseball player. When Phil begins traveling frequently for his games, Bella decides it is better to give her mother space and let her focus on her new life. She chooses to move to the small, perpetually rainy town of Forks, Washington, to live with her father, Charlie Swan, the local police chief. For Bella, this move feels like entering a completely different world. Forks is damp, green, surrounded by towering evergreens and fog. It is the opposite of Phoenix's dry heat, and at first Bella believes her life here will be dull and unremarkable. On her first day at Forks High School, Bella quickly attracts attention, simply because she is new. Students like Jessica, Eric, Mike, and Angela are eager to befriend her, and though she is polite, Bella still feels out of place. But her attention is soon captured by a mysterious group of students who sit together and stand apart from the rest. They are the Cullen family: Edward, Alice, Jasper, Rosalie, and Emmett. They are unusually beautiful, with pale skin and striking features, almost as if they had walked out of a dream. They keep to themselves, never mingling much with others, which makes them even more mysterious. Among them, Edward Cullen stands out most to Bella. When Bella is paired with Edward in her biology class, she is stunned by his strange behavior. He seems tense, uncomfortable, and almost hostile around her, as if merely sitting next to her is unbearable. His eyes are dark, his body stiff, and he seems on the verge of bolting out of the classroom. Bella is confused and slightly offended, wondering what she might have done wrong. But then Edward disappears from school for several days, leaving Bella to think she imagined his hostility. When he eventually returns, his demeanor has changed. He speaks to her politely, even with curiosity, but there is still something unusual about him. The strangeness becomes undeniable when Bella's life is suddenly saved by Edward in a way that defies logic. One day in the school parking lot, a van loses control on the icy ground and skids toward Bella, about to crush her. In a blink, Edward is there, stopping the van with his bare hand and shielding Bella. His strength and speed are inhuman, and Bella knows something about him is not normal. She demands to know how he did it, but Edward refuses to give her clear answers, only saying she should stay away from him. Instead of scaring her, this mystery pulls Bella in closer. As time passes, Bella notices more unusual things about Edward. His eyes seem to change color, his skin is ice cold when she accidentally touches him, and he seems impossibly strong and fast. Slowly, she begins piecing together the puzzle. Researching old legends of the Quileute tribe nearby, she comes across stories of the Cold Ones, creatures that sound suspiciously like vampires. Finally, in the forest one day, Bella confronts Edward directly, telling him she knows what he is. Edward does not deny it. He admits the truth. He is a vampire. Unlike others of his kind, however, his family lives differently. The Cullens call themselves vegetarians, refusing to drink human blood and surviving instead on the blood of animals. Even so, Edward warns Bella that he is dangerous for her, that her scent calls to him stronger than any other human he has ever met, and that being around him could cost her life. But Bella tells him she does not care, she trusts him and is not afraid. This confession deepens their bond, and Edward allows himself to love her in return. Their romance blossoms, and Bella learns more about Edward's world. He tells her about his family: Carlisle, the compassionate patriarch who works as a doctor; Esme, his gentle and loving wife; Alice, cheerful and gifted with visions of the future; Jasper, who can influence emotions but struggles with controlling his thirst; Rosalie, proud and reluctant to accept outsiders; and Emmett, strong and good-humored. Some members, like Rosalie, disapprove of Edward's relationship with Bella, believing it to be a reckless risk, but Carlisle and Esme are kind to her, and Alice embraces her almost as a sister. Edward reveals that to him, Bella is more tempting than anyone he has ever encountered. Her blood is his own personal brand of heroine. Every moment he is with her is both bliss and torment, as he must fight the instinct to harm her. Yet he continues, because his feelings for her are stronger than his thirst. The relationship becomes the talk of the school. Students notice Edward's unusual attention toward Bella, though they cannot possibly guess the truth. Bella, for her part, feels like she finally belongs somewhere. Edward shows her the forest, takes her high into the trees, lets her see his skin sparkling in the sunlight like diamonds. She begins to glimpse the beauty and danger of his world, feeling that she is stepping into a dream from which she never wants to wake. The calm of their growing love is shattered when danger arrives in Forks. During a family baseball game, which the Cullens play during thunderstorms because the sound of the bat and ball is like thunderclaps, Bella joins to watch. It is a joyous moment, filled with laughter and the family's supernatural energy. But the game is interrupted by the sudden arrival of 3 nomadic vampires, James, Victoria, and Laurent. Unlike the Cullens, they live as true predators, feeding on humans freely. At first, they exchange pleasantries, but when James catches Bella's scent, his demeanor changes. He realizes immediately that she is human, and the thrill of the hunt takes hold of him. James is a tracker, and once he chooses a target, he will stop at nothing until he has killed it. Victoria, sly and dangerous, supports him, while Laurent appears more neutral but does nothing to stop them. The Cullens quickly shield Bella and realize the gravity of the situation. James will not stop until Bella is his prey. They devise a plan to protect her, separating her from Edward to try to throw James off her trail. Alice and Jasper take Bella away, driving her to safety, while Edward and the others attempt to confuse the tracker. But James is clever. He manages to manipulate Bella by luring her with the voice of her mother. He tricks Bella into believing her mother is in danger, using a recording of Renee's voice to draw her out. Wanting to save her mother, Bella goes to meet James alone at her old ballet studio, without telling Edward or the others. At the studio, Bella finds herself trapped. James reveals his deception and attacks her. He toys with her, filming her terror to torment Edward later. In the struggle, Bella is thrown into mirrors, shattering glass across the floor, and her leg is badly broken. James bites her hand, injecting venom into her blood, beginning the process that would turn her into a vampire. Just as she begins to fade, Edward and his family arrive. A violent battle erupts. The Cullens fight James together, ripping him apart and burning the pieces, the only way to destroy a vampire completely. But the greatest struggle is not against James, it is Edward's inner battle. Bella lies on the ground, bleeding, and James's venom is spreading quickly through her veins. If it is not stopped, Bella will transform into a vampire. The only way to save her is for Edward to suck the venom out, but to do so he must taste her blood. The risk is enormous. Once he begins, the temptation to drain her entirely could overwhelm him. Edward chooses to try. He grips Bella's hand and draws out the venom, fighting his instincts with all his willpower. His love for her is the only thing stronger than his thirst. Somehow, he manages to stop before killing her, saving Bella's life but leaving himself exhausted and shaken. Bella wakes up in a hospital, her leg in a cast and her body covered in injuries. Her mother is there, believing Bella was hurt in a terrible accident. Edward sits by her side, determined to keep her safe, though he struggles with guilt for putting her in danger in the first place. Bella, however, refuses to see things that way. To her, every risk is worth it to be with him. She even asks Edward to make her like him, to turn her into a vampire so she can stay with him forever. Edward refuses, insisting that her human life is too valuable to give up. He cannot bear to take away her soul. The story closes with Bella and Edward attending the school prom. At first, Bella thinks he has brought her there to turn her, but instead he only wants to share a normal human moment with her. They dance together under the lights, their love undeniable, but beneath it lies a tension. Bella longs for eternity with him, while Edward clings to her humanity. Watching them from afar is Victoria, James's vengeful partner, whose eyes burn with anger as she plots her revenge. Though Bella and Edward's bond has deepened, the danger is far from over, and their story has only just begun.